So if the set can't contain X because then X doesn't satisfy the predicate defining it, where did I go wrong?
Kid, you made a mistake before you even stated the proposition when you decided that set should be defined using predicate. I guess you don't pass pilot training based off your quantitative reasoning skills, huh? That pretty face is all you needed.
Oh, do knock it off, Donovan. You're wrong as well. Actually, the problem isn't the assumption that a set will define a predicate, but rather the assumption that every predicate will define a set.
Oh, don't be such a smart aleck. I could show you a thing or two using my new factorization method that utilizes the new extended Euclidean algorithm that would knock the socks off your little witticism about proof by contradiction.
Not that again.
Since when do you have any idea what I'm even talking about, Nick?
Donovan, I'm sure we'd all love to hear about your new algorithm theory. Some other time.
Look, someone's here.
Oh, I didn't know anybody was in here.
Who's she?
What were we talking about again?
Have you seen a red backpack?
Check it out. Red backpack right there.
Oh, yes, thanks. It's actually my boyfriend's. I was holding on to it for him during practice, and I must have left it in here somehow. How responsible, huh? He's been giving me the 3rd degree.
3rd degree?
No idea.
Like burns?
Or murder?
Does your boyfriend hurt you?
No.
Then why on earth would she say 3rd degree?
I guess she was lying.
I despise liars.
But she smells so nice.
She smells like the flowers at the 7th Street Park. The orange ones.
Can I have my backpack?
We're the only one to play chess.
Atomic number of night
You want to play
stars.
chess?
Smallest
Your dad's
number of
there.
rectangular
What's the
parts,
matter?
and measure straight as a compass.
Oh, that's right, your special needs. I've seen you around. I didn't mean to scare you, I promise. What's your name?
Her eyes are so blue. Look at those perfect radials extending from beyond the pupil. How interesting.
You don't have to answer if you don't want.
It's like a tiny polar coordinate system. If you didn't take into account the convexity of the eye, you could do all sorts of amusing conversions.
Between the polar and Cartesian coordinates, hypothetically rearranging the elements of our eye into a rectangular system.
I like your eyes.
Thanks, I like your eyes too.
My name is Austin.
I'm Lily.
I wonder if that's why she smells like flowers.
So, what are you reading about?
Go on. You can tell her.
I don't know if this is such a good idea.
Spacecraft. And calculus.
Calculus? Wow, are you good at math?
I used to want to be an engineer at Lockheed Martin, and my father thought I could, even though I have autism, because I placed first in the Tri-State College Mathematics exam.
And you don't want to anymore?
Lockheed Martin designs the best air and spacecraft, but also a lot of weapons like missiles and nuclear bombs, and I don't like those things. So what I want to do is be an air pilot or an astronaut, so I can still be a part of something I love, but not hurt people.
That's so cool.
Last time you flew, was
Whenever
that a
I'm
Saab or
up
a
in the air,
Boeing?
I'm always
A
so
Boeing,
nervous.
of course.
I seem to recall that it was a Saab.
But you must
Guys,
know
No way,
be
we were
quiet,
at
I'm trying to
35,000
hear.
feet, which meant it must have been a Boeing 747.
Whenever
35,000 feet is way too high for a plane of that class. You got it all wrong.
No, no,
I'm
no.
gonna have to use my
35,000
feet
is
and
absolutely
application.
Who's the pilot here, buddy? You or me?
Shut up! Shut up!
Quiet, quiet, quiet!
You made her angry. Tell her you're sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you angry.
I'm not angry.
I make people angry a lot. Sometimes my mother says, Austin, if you don't cut it out right now, I swear I'll pack you off to the loony bin. At first, I didn't know what cut it out meant, because usually I can't have scissors or knives except when I do wood carvings with Father.
It's okay. I'm not mad, I promise.
You're doing that thing where you talk too much, man. Calm down.
No, I think you'd better explain.
But then she said it means stop doing that. Usually like when I'm yelling. But usually I'm only yelling because someone touched me or something, so it's not my fault. But they make noise and laugh anyway.
I would never laugh at you. I think it's awful that people do. Do you want me to go?
I wish you would just go away so we could talk more. We never did finish our earlier conversation about quarks.
But her eyes.
No. Stay.
Okay.
Hey, when she moves her face like that, it means she's happy.
So, what are you doing here all alone anyway?
My father picks me up 15 minutes late from school, so I can come in here and read instead of sitting out front with some of the other people. They make noise, and sometimes they touch me, so I'd rather not be near them.
Hey, remember that time that Harry Dillonsby's hand actually touched your neck on the steps?
Yes.
Sheesh, sorry.
I really see no need to dwell on that experience.
What do people do? Do they bother you?
I don't.
Just tell the truth, man.
I mean, yes.
What do they do? Do they laugh at you?
Why are we talking about this?
Yes.
That's terrible.
Well, at first I didn't mind the laughing. I thought laughing was a good thing. I didn't know it was bad until this one time when Dave, Sam, and I were playing a game where they kept throwing my rabbit keychain into the toilet and seeing how fast I could get it out. And we were all laughing. But then Father came in and yelled at them, and he told me, they're only laughing at you in a mean way, and that's because you're different. And I don't want to be different, so I don't laugh anymore.
People are so terrible.
They are indeed.
But she's not, though. Why is she being so nice?
Because she likes you, duh. Keep at it.
So... What? Do you have any friends here?
This is hardly pleasant.
Let's get out of here.
Sometimes I like to think of my books as friends.
Look, everybody, quarks! Tiny particles with funny names. Up, down, charm, strange, top, bottom. Up, down, charm, strange, top, bottom. Up, down, charm, strange, top, bottom. Up, down, charm, strange, top, bottom.
Oh,
Up,
wait,
down, charm.
I know what you're talking about. Corks, the different types of corks.
Yeah!
Yeah. I took physics last year, and we learned a little about it, but not much. So I checked out some books to learn about it myself.
I taught myself too. There's a book I have. This is the first thing I ever read on physics when I was 7 3/4 years old.
It's good when you give things to people, right?
You can have it if you want.
She doesn't like it. Take it back.
Alrighty then, that's that. Can we move on?
But I don't think she's angry either.
She's quite lovely. Wouldn't you say, Donovan?
Heck if I know.
I think so too.
I know. Let's talk about planes.
No planes. She doesn't like planes, remember? Let's think about something else.
What do you...
Like to read about? Oh, I don't know. Usually I read novels,
And welcome
but
aboard,
I
ladies
just-
and gentlemen.
lately
This
I've
is
been
your
reading
captain
nonfiction about
speaking.
astronomy.
Today we'll be flying
I
a
just
Swedish
started Stephen
340B
Hawking. I bet you know
turboprop
a lot about
aircraft,
him.
designed and
He's so
initially
interesting,
co-produced
don't
in
you
a
think?
partnership between Saab and Fairchild Industry in a 65-35 ratio.
Shut up! You're distracting him. Come on, Austin. She's talking about Stephen Hawking. You know this.
I like Stephen Hawking too. When I hear Schrodinger's cat, I reach for my pistol.
What?
It's a joke he made once. I don't understand it. I never understand jokes. But I do know about Schrodinger's cat, so I tell it to remind me.
Oh, right, where the cat is dead and alive at the same time.
It's a mind game designed to criticize its strangeness, the superposition, or the combination of all possible positions of a subatomic particle. Particularly, it's a criticism of the Copenhagen theory, which implies that all...
Whoa, slow down there. You're so literal about everything.
I can't help it.
I know, you're obviously really smart. It's just... You're just hard to follow sometimes.
But I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting here and you're sitting there. What is it?
Nothing. You know, I've seen you around at lunch. Maybe we could sit together sometime if you want.
But,
If he sits with her at lunch, he might have to sit with her at a different table.
and even if she did sit with him, she might eat something purple like cabbage or beets.
Or her food might touch.
Wiser to avoid it.
Let's not think about this right now.
The ARJ-140 has a cruising altitude of 37,000 feet and a wingspan of 65 feet and 9 inches and...
No planes. New topic.
What's the matter? You look like a deer in headlights.
A deer?
No, it's just an expression. You don't have any antlers or anything.
Hey, she's moving her face like she's happy again.
But what does it mean?
Look how her eyes sparkle.
What are you thinking about?
Stars?
Really?
Whoa, why is she interrogating you? Does she know that you were looking into her eyes? Is that socially unacceptable or something?
Hard to say. I think it's borderline commonplace.
So then...
Why did you say really?
Oh, nothing. I've never told anyone else this before. It's kind of silly, but I'm kind of obsessed with stars. Every night I take a blanket outside, just watching them hanging there. Sometimes I'm out there for hours just looking up. Sometimes my mom and dad, well, let's just say it's a lot more peaceful out with the stars.
I have a telescope that I use every night after I play Mahjong with Father and before I feed Newton. That's at 8:15.
So we're looking at the stars at the same time.
Well, not exactly, because sometimes I do it earlier or later, like whenever I'm studying a particular astral event. And whenever I explore a field of study, I like to immerse myself in its convention. So when I'm stargazing, I use local mean time instead of Eastern Standard Time, because local mean time historically governs the planispheres, and by that standard, every 13 square miles is a different time zone due to the varying degrees of longitude and subsequent visual angles. So the difference between us would be at least a minute or two, not taking into account that time moves slower near Earth's surface. So if you're in your backyard and I was on my balcony, that would make a difference too.
You know what I say?
What?
We're looking at the stars together.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me that.
Have you ever built your own telescope?
Yeah, I've always kind of wanted to be an astronomer. It's so beautiful out there, don't you think?
I don't know.
Well, then why do you always look through your telescope every night at 8:15, or maybe earlier, or maybe later?
I just finished splitting the double Kaisa and Ursa Major, and lately I've been locating stars within 100 light years of Earth, breaking down their light emission into the visible spectrum so I can determine what wavelengths are missing. That way I can find out each star's thermal postmark and atmospheric composition. I'll start something new soon.
Wow, I always just drew constellation pictures and stuff. Are you always so scientific? Don't you ever just look up and wonder?
Well, sometimes when I'm looking for gamma ray activity in search of supernovas, I think about what kind of questions they could answer for us, if we understood them better.
Like what?
Like, does gravity have a reverse component? And where is the universe's missing mass? And could the inflation hypothesis be correct? Like, could the entire Big Bang Theory as we know it be disproved?
See, I think about those things too, but with smaller words.
There are so many things as a scientist and as a human that I want to understand. And knowing that I might not ever find them out is very, very frustrating.
When that happens to me, when I'm just so mad about how limited and small the human mind is, my whole life, really, do you know what I do?
No.
I just stop thinking, and this sounds dumb, but just let it wash over me. The way it looks out there, the razor-sharp blackness punctured by little pricks of light of every color you could possibly imagine. Those shapes you see in the nebulas that are so alien-like, but also so, oh, I don't know.
Intuitive.
Exactly.
We've been here before.
See, Austin, you can see the beauty too.
But it's never seemed so real before, though, has it?
What I like to think about is how quiet and still it must be out there, with no gravity and no molecules for sound to travel through. And yet, how in the middle of all that, there are billions and billions of nuclear furnaces burning millions of pounds of matter every second.
Wow. The whole thing seems like a paradox, doesn't it? Maybe that's why it creeps some people out. All the things you were talking about, like stardust and supernovas and stuff, it all happens on such a different time scale, like either the speed of light or over billions of years. And to think that it doesn't even exist in the same reality as us. And knowing you sitting in your dinky backyard is just a part of that same whole. It's kind of unbelievable, and in a way it's kind of comforting because...
Because it means that anything is possible. Sometimes I go back to Schrodinger's cat, but take it even further and imagine that at every moment the universe is being split into an infinite number of parallel universes where anything could happen and everything could be completely different than it is in this one. Like shrimp wouldn't exist and you would be a professional ping pong player and chairs would be called flamongles and I wouldn't be... I would be... But most people are afraid of infinity. They think of space as empty and distant because it doesn't make sense to them. And it seems so different from what they're used to. But what they forget is that this planet is only a part of space, not separate from it. And they're the ones missing out, because when they think of space as empty and frightening, it's really just a reflection of their world. They don't see space as a possibility. They see it as an empty void, and that's what I don't understand, because it's different for me. It's different for me because space is where I would feel most comfortable. It's here that is a void.
Austin, it doesn't have to be like that. We'll make them see. We'll make them see how beautiful space really is. We'll take back the world and show them what they're missing. And I promise it won't be a void anymore. I won't let it be, okay?
She is without a doubt the best thing that has happened in the history of the universe.
She's like quarks.
And Boeings.
And supernovas, and parallel universes, and fractals.
All combined and multiplied by 1 billion and sprinkled with puppies and Christmas.
I think you're the best person I've ever seen.
Oh, Austin!
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Why can't you ever do anything right, you stupid slob?
What's going on? Hey! My girlfriend's out in the hall with the bloody lip. She won't tell me what happened, but all I know is she came into this room crying. So from what I can tell, you're the jerk who did this to her. Look at me! Oh, I get it. Special needs, huh? Well, you're lucky. Because I'd kick the crap out of you if you knew what you were doing. Been looking for this. Experimental techniques in condensed matter physics. Well, I'm guessing this isn't yours. I bet you don't even know what a plus sign is, do you? How pathetic. Come on, Lily, let's go.
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
String theory. Rig.